this is probably very slightly inspired by Walter Riffin's recent video where he talked about his own mental health issues. And he obviously as well as Spikey. Because Spikey is very much an advocate for being honest, being open about your mental health. And he very much understands the struggle with, you know, depression and anxiety. And I decided that, you know, I think it's going to be useful not only for myself but for you as an audience to, you know, have me talk a bit about this. So you probably noticed that there's been a little bit of a drop in my quality as of late. Probably a lot of that is due to how much I do struggle. Okay, so let's give a little bit of context first before I start bawling my eyes out. I have been suffering with chronic anxiety from a very, very young age. I'd probably say about 10, 11 maybe. That's at least, you know, when I can remember it. And I've been struggling with very, very severe depression as well, for about the same amount of time. It's been a constant force against me, my own mental health, and it's been, you know, a battle that I've been fighting for years and years and years. And it's a battle that I'm going to be fighting for a very, very long time. It's, you know, I've nearly ended my life quite a few times just because of how bad everything, you know, my mental health has been. Like, I sometimes had weeks where I've been completely catatonic. I've been brought with half and panic attacks day after day after day after day, multiple every day. And, you know, I'm not ashamed of it. I used to be, and to a certain degree I still am, but I refuse to change who I am, my mental health. It has affected my life in so many ways. I can't do A levels. I've had to leave college because of how bad my anxiety was. I was barely in the first place. And you know, sometimes having a few days off of school can relieve the stress, but it didn't really for me. I just carried on going down a spiral. I was already having many breakdowns, and got many breakdowns during my GCSE period. And, you know, having panic attacks so bad that, you know, I couldn't breathe for a few hours afterwards. And just, it kills me to say, but I probably could have done a lot better were it not for having to care for myself. Like having 3 panic attacks in a day is horrible, and many of you know that. Well, probably many of you know that. Like, it's a horrible, horrible thing to have to admit that you can't do something because of how depressed you are, how anxious you are, or mentally and physically exhausted you are. And I'm going to tell you this right now: you should never be ashamed to admit when something's wrong. Never. So many of my problems have been caused by the fact that I bottle up. I find it so fucking difficult to be able to talk to people. Seriously, it's ridiculous how difficult it is for me to talk to people. Like, if I'm suffering really badly, it can take me 2 to 3 days to just be able to message my friend and say, hey, can I talk? And, I always feel guilty sometimes when talking to my friends. The 3 friends I do have, like, I do feel incredibly guilty sometimes that they're suffering with their own problems. Like, they're going through college or work, and they have massive amounts of stress, and then there's me, the guy who fucking gave up, the guy that gave up and wanted to fucking kill himself. It's still something that really badly almost hurts me to admit that, I know it's not my fault, but I still feel incredibly guilty that, my friends have to be put through all this stress to, almost to effectively take care of me. And I'm fucking 17, and I should not have to resort to being coddled by my friends. But that's not what it is, but that's what I've sort of convinced myself over the years that that's what it's like. That I should just, I've sort of convinced myself that my own mental health is my fault. Me leaving college because of how depressed and catatonically anxious I was feeling was all my fault. It's not. Your mental health is not your fault. If you need to talk to someone, there's always someone who's willing to help. Even if your friends and your family are busy, you can always call up, Samaritans or whatever. It's a volunteer service designed to help people. Use it. Let me tell you this, every single one of you, there's someone out there who loves you, there's someone out there that cares for you. Even if it's not yourself, there's someone your parents, your friends, your siblings, maybe even your one co-worker who you're sort of buddies with. And you know, you can take the piss with them. You know, you need to be able to have someone or somewhere to say, hey, I'm struggling, can you please help me? Or could I just talk to you for a minute, or do you mind if I come over? Please don't feel ashamed to talk to someone, because I bet you every single person out there, no matter who you are, how old you are, where you live, there's someone out there willing to help you. There's someone out there willing to, you know, be there for you, to be the shoulder to cry on, to be the hands that you need to guide you into the light. And I just want to say to everyone who has helped me, helped some of my friends with their mental health issues, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you, because you're the unsung hero. I'm an incredibly antisocial person, but were it not for some of my friends, I would be 6 feet under by now. Were it not for being able to have some of my friends to be able to talk to, I would be dead on my own hand. It feels horrible to admit that, but it is. This may be a long battle that you're fighting, but you're not alone in it. You have someone there to help you. There's always someone willing to talk to you. There's always some kind of service that, like Samaritans, or even just a suicide hotline, that are more than willing and capable to help you. Please do not be afraid to talk to someone. Do not be afraid to admit, hey, I'm struggling incredibly badly. Would it be possible if I could, you know, just talk to you for a bit? This is not a battle that you're fighting alone. This is a battle that, it's an internal battle that can be won externally. If you ever do, for anyone out there, go to the description and head on over to my Instagram. If you need to talk, please DM me. Most of the time, in fact 99% of the time, I will be more than willing to talk to you. There's nothing wrong with talking to someone. Sometimes just that one conversation could mean a massive difference. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Also, jacket review will be incoming. I recently won this jacket for Sports Bike Shop, so you're going to be getting a review of it in a few weeks' time probably, once I've had quite a few more rides with it. Yeah, I'll see you at some point.